there, welcome or welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Samantha and this is my channel where I talk all about books. Anyway, today I'm coming to you with another reading vlog for the Tarot Readathon, which is a readathon based around tarot, which is going on for the whole month of June, and I decided to take part very late in the game. It was like 11 days into the readathon. That's fine. So I didn't post a TBR or anything, but I have already posted one vlog for the readathon. So I'll link that up in the card in case you're interested. But it's currently the 21st of June, so we've got like 9 days left of the readathon, so this is gonna be like my second and also last vlog for the readathon. But yeah, I thought I would start a new reading vlog today and just let you know how everything's going. So when I left off my last vlog, I was reading Legends and Lattes, and I finished reading that on Monday, but I was working Monday and Tuesday. I actually don't work on Wednesdays, so I was off today anyway, but I randomly decided to take off the rest of the week. Even though I don't have any plans to travel this summer, I thought it would make sense to book off some time before everybody else booked off the whole summer, you know. I randomly have the rest of this week off, which is so nice. I'm very excited about it, but I do have a lot of other stuff to be getting on with. Namely, I have to clean my room. That's like the main thing that I have to do today. Otherwise, I'm gonna be so mad at myself. So yeah, I finished Legends and Lattes on Monday, but I haven't told you about it because I thought I'll just start the vlog on Wednesday. You don't need to know the nitty-gritty details, but there you go, you've got them. I pulled the card The Lovers, and so that was to read a book with any sort of romance element. And on Goodreads, it says Legends and Lattes is like romance, and honestly the romance in Legends and Lattes is so minimal. Like, it is the tiniest little bit of romance, but I'm still counting it. Anyway, I really enjoyed Legends and Lattes. I'm very surprised because, no, I'm not surprised, but I think I started trying to read this book like maybe 2 months ago, and it just was not the time, because this book has no plot. It's just vibes. I'm sure you all already know all about it, but like, it's basically set in a fantasy world, and there's an orc called Viv, and she wants to open a coffee shop. She's done with her adventures. She just wants to start a new adventure of opening and running a coffee shop, and that's what she does. And it's just like so wholesome and like, yeah, literally just no plot, just vibes, and I really enjoyed it. But I think you really have to be in the mood for that sort of book to enjoy it, and I really did. So I gave that one 4 stars, and I will be making cinnamon rolls this weekend because the amount of talk of cinnamon rolls in that book, like, it was killing me. I have never craved a cinnamon roll so much before in my life. So I'm planning to make some this weekend. And then I basically pulled like 3 cards at a time for the readathon. So yeah, I've got 2 other prompts that I need to complete, and then depending on how long that takes me and if I'm in the mood to pull more, then I might pull some more. But at the moment, I've just got 2 more books left on my TBR. So the first one is for Page of Cups, read a book with a magical realism element. So for that one, I'm reading, you can't see it, there we go, The Wind Knows My Name by Isabel Allende. This is Isabel Allende's newest book. I'm sorry, the lighting is so bad right now. That's not any better. I don't know how this book didn't have a reservation on it, but somehow it was on the shelf and I snatched it up because I've been meaning to read more Isabel Allende for the longest time. I read some of her short stories when I was at university, and I haven't read anything else since, and I've really been meaning to. I know that most of her books have a bit of magical realism in it, although not all of them, but I did read the synopsis and it does sound like it has magical realism in it. But it's basically like a dual timeline story. It's basically following some people like escaping Vienna in 1938 during the Nazi occupation of Austria, and basically the other timeline is in Arizona in 2019, and it's following our character Anita Diaz, who is fleeing from El Salvador. And I think that the 2 stories are gonna kind of intersect, or not intersect, but like mirror each other. And yeah, I don't know, I'm really excited to read this one. Well, I'm already reading it actually. I'm about 10% of the way through. That is my book for that challenge. The other prompt I have is 6 of Swords, read a book that has a journey. I think that this book has a journey, like, I'm pretty sure that there's a journey element of this book, but it's been like a long time since I've read it. But I'm actually going to be finally continuing on with my reread of the Mortal Instruments series. I'm reading City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare, book number 5 in the Mortal Instruments series. I started rereading this series, yeah, I think it was last year, for the Shadowhunter read-along, which was being hosted. I don't know if it's still going on, but there was a Shadowhunter read-along that was going on, and I started reading finishing it. I read most of the Mortal Instruments and I read the Infernal Devices, and then I just fell off the wagon. But yeah, I've got the audiobook for this as well as the physical book, because this is the only book from the series that I don't own. So I borrowed both of them from the library. I'm almost 100% sure that this book has a journey element in it, even if it's not a major one, but I think that there's a bit of a journey. These are the 2 books that I've got left on my TBR, and then we're gonna see how I get on with them, and maybe I'll pull some more cards and add some more books to my TBR. But anyway, I just wanted to introduce the vlog. So hello, welcome to the vlog. I'm gonna go and finally clean my room, I think, because I've been putting it off all day. So I'm gonna do that and I will talk to you later on. Hello, good afternoon. It's a Friday. I haven't spoken to you since Wednesday. Oops. But yesterday I actually spent a lot of time editing my last vlog for the readathon, and I'm really happy with how that video turned out. I don't know why, because like most of it is just me chatting, and like, you know, normally I get really annoyed with myself, just like, shut up, Samantha. But I actually really like how that turned out, and I really like my thumbnail as well. Excuse me? And I really like my thumbnail as well. So if you haven't watched that video, I would love it if you went and checked it out. I would be so happy. Anyway, so I spent a long time yesterday editing that. And also my fiance Alex had physio in the morning, so we had to go to that. And then yeah, the day just got away from me. And I barely read yesterday, but I did read a little bit of The Wind Knows My Name yesterday, but not as much as I would have liked. But this morning, it was a rest day from the gym, so that was really nice, because normally like I kind of have to get up and go to the gym right away. Like I cannot sit around, because if I do, then it gets really difficult for me to actually go. So like everyone always like is really surprised by the fact that I get up at like 5:30 in the morning to go to the gym before work. Most people are like, oh my god, I could not do that. Like that is some serious dedication. I'm like, actually for me, if I went after work, that requires a lot more dedication, because yeah, I need to just get it done in the morning, otherwise I won't go. Like most of the time, if it gets to like 2 o'clock and I haven't worked out, it's not happening. So on a rest day, it's really nice because I can sit and have like a chill morning and like read my book and drink a coffee and just like have a lovely time, which is what I did this morning, and it was so nice. Anyway, and I've been reading some more of The Wind Knows My Name. I'm on page 156, so I literally have like less than 100 pages to go, because this book is precisely 250 pages. Anyway, so yeah, I have about less than 100 pages to go, so I'm hoping to finish it today. But equally, like I don't want to rush it, but like I don't think that I am. Like I am finding it very readable, so like I do want to continue reading. I'm really interested in seeing how all of the stories are going to intertwine, because I'm sure that they will in some way. Like I already see a few threads that are going to connect, but I'm just like, how are all of the threads gonna tie into each other? Like I feel like they will, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I will say though that this book has like 6 different characters where you get like their whole backstory, and like trying to remember all of that it's not difficult, but like I'm glad that I'm not reading something else at the same time, because I feel like then I would get very confused. And I'm like the type of person where I normally read multiple books at the same time, but like I'm glad that with this one I'm just like taking my time with it and like just reading this and enjoying it. But I'm planning to finish this afternoon probably. I've had quite a chill day today. Like I said, I had a rest day from the gym today, so I read my book in the morning, and then actually after breakfast I read a book out loud to my fiance, because I'm reading this Agatha Christie book in Spanish, because if you don't know, I did Spanish at university and my fiance is actually Colombian, and I just think that I'm like losing my speaking ability a little bit. Not losing it, but like I need to work on it to maintain it, obviously. So something I'm doing is reading a book in Spanish out loud to my fiance, so that he can correct my pronunciation, and also like if there are any words that I don't know, he can help me out with that. But yeah, we've been reading this Agatha Christie book for like months, and it's basically like a book of short stories, and it's 8 short stories, and the first short story is 90 pages and all the others are like 20 to 30 pages, but this one is just like so long, and we've just been stuck on it for such a long time. So we are determined to finish it today, and we've got 13 pages left, so I think later I'm going to read some more of that to him, and we're finally gonna finish the first story. Yeah, so I read some of that, and then I had to go to the supermarket. And also my oldest brother gave me a film camera when he was over visiting at the end of last year, beginning of this year, and basically it was my granny's film camera, which she gave to him, and then he has like other ones, so he didn't need it, and he knew that I was interested in getting a film camera, so he just gave it to me. But he gave it to me with an already used roll of film in there, and then there was another roll of film which was like almost finished but not quite. So I went to go get those pictures developed, and most of them are not actually mine, so I'm really curious to see what they're gonna look like, and I'm excited to see like what my pictures look like, because I've never used a film camera before apart from like a Polaroid, but that's obviously so easy. I'm interested to see how it's gonna turn out. I'm gonna go pick up those pictures tomorrow, but yeah, I had to drop those off to get developed and go to the supermarket, and then I had to cook. The days just kind of got away from me, but I'm not mad about it. I'm having a good day. I'm gonna continue on reading this, and also I've been watching some YouTube today, so I'll probably watch some YouTube later as well. I'm gonna crack on with this and see how I do, and I will come back to you later and let you know more of my thoughts on it. But so far, so good.
Falling to pieces in my room. Are you coming over, that's cool. I could use a little something to do. We could go outside, take a little ride if you want to. That's cool. I did what I was supposed to. There's nothing left for me to do. So now I'm walking out my head through open windows. Cause that's what I feel like. Do it tonight. Waking up my brain. Maybe you can do the same thing. You want me to say something? I come up with nothing. Maybe we can talk until we figure out a topic. Been so long in my head, caught up in my feet.
Hello pals, good afternoon. It is Saturday and I've had a very similar day to yesterday, except for the fact that I did go to the gym this morning and yesterday I didn't go to the gym. But yes, I went to the gym today. It was leg day and I honestly crushed it. I had PBs across the board in every single exercise and I'm very proud of myself. I love leg day. It's my favorite day because I feel like my legs are just like my strongest part, which, you know, makes sense because they're your biggest muscles, but I can just always lift so much more than I expect that I can do and I enjoy it. Whereas arms, I don't love so much. And I think also because like basically at the moment I'm doing leg day, push day, pull day, and then I have a day off and then I just repeat that. So then it's like 2 upper body days in a row and I just don't love it. I like leg day. I'm all about the legs. But I had to go back to the place where I dropped off my film yesterday to get developed to pick it up. And the pictures were not good. So I'm quite sad because it was not the cheapest thing in the world. It wasn't like crazy expensive, but it was just like money that I didn't need to spend if the pictures were going to turn out like complete garbage. But I'm like still learning how to use the camera and clearly I have some work to do. Anyway, and then after doing that, I also have to go to the supermarket and pick up some things that I forgot yesterday. So very similar to yesterday. And now I'm just kind of having a chill afternoon. I do want to edit a video, I think, and I'm gonna make cinnamon rolls tonight. I'm gonna make the dough tonight and then cook them tomorrow because Legends and Lattes just put cinnamon rolls in my mind and I cannot stop thinking about cinnamon rolls. And now I keep on seeing them on Instagram as well. So I'm like, okay, it's a sign. I just have to make cinnamon rolls tomorrow and my personal trainer does not need to know. He doesn't need to know that I'm making cinnamon rolls. In case he somehow finds this video, I didn't eat cinnamon rolls when I'm not supposed to. What are you talking about? But I do have some exciting reading updates. So last night I finished reading The Wind Knows My Name by Isabel Allende. Ended up being much later than anticipated. It was like almost 11 when I finished reading, which is crazy. I normally go to sleep at like 10. So yeah, I was up reading for quite a long time. And not really because this book is like, oh, I have to read it, but just because I wanted to finish it. I wanted to see how everything wrapped up. And I will say that I do think that the ending was a little bit rushed. Like I feel like it could have been just like 10 pages longer because this book is very short. It's only 250 pages. And I think that Isabel Allende does such a good job of making those pages count. I think we got a lot of depth to the characters. Like I really felt like they were very well fleshed out and I really knew the characters well and I loved seeing how their stories intertwined, and I think it's really well done drawing parallels between sort of like the different reasons why people flee their countries throughout time, you know, going back to Nazi occupied Austria and then now in, well, it was 2019 when this book started, talking about problems in Latin America, specifically El Salvador, and the refugee crisis in the States. So yeah, I thought that it was really interesting to draw those comparisons. I really enjoyed seeing these stories intertwine. I thought it was really well done. The ending was a little bit lackluster for me, so I ended up giving this a 4 stars. But I really enjoyed this. I loved her writing style. I'll definitely be picking up more books by her, especially Along Petal of the Sea because I own that one. But yeah, I want to definitely read more of her stuff. I'm so glad that I finally read one of her novels. I've been meaning to do it since my first year of university, and that was 5 years ago. So yeah, it's about time. Oh my god, it's 6 years ago. It's 6 years ago. When I got back from running my errands, I had to hang out my laundry to dry, and whilst I was doing that, I started the audiobook for City of Lost Souls because I don't know about you, but for me, like I love doing laundry. That's like my favorite chore, but I hate hanging it up. Like I much prefer just throwing everything in the dryer, but with this weather, like it just doesn't make sense to put things in the dryer. And also like most of my clothes I don't put in the dryer anyway because I'm worried about like ruining them, so I just normally air dry my clothes. But yeah, I hate hanging up my clothes. I don't know why. It's just like the worst part of doing laundry. The rest of it I don't mind. I'm happy to do that. So to make it more interesting, I started listening to the audiobook for City of Lost Souls, and I'm only on chapter 2, so I really did not listen to very much of the audiobook, but like I said, I'm gonna make cinnamon rolls later, so I'll probably listen to some more of the audiobook during that. And yeah, this is the last book that's officially on my TBR. I am considering pulling another card because I think I've got time. We've got like just under a week left of the readathon, and I'm going to be listening to most of this on audio, and I can't really get through that quickly probably. So yeah, I feel like I could squeeze in another book, but I'm gonna see how it goes. I don't want to pressure myself, and like also I've got like so much nonfiction to read that I borrowed from the library, and it's been sitting in my room for months. So I'm really trying to work on getting the number of books I've got out from the library down, because at the moment I've got 9 books out from the library, although I will be returning one on Monday, so that's something. I don't know, I'm trying to work on lowering that number. I might just start some nonfiction, or I might pull another card, and who knows, that card might overlap with a nonfiction. But anyway, I'm going to go and maybe read, maybe just watch some YouTube, maybe edit a video. I don't know what I'm gonna do. The afternoon is my oyster. I will talk to you later on. But before I do though, can we appreciate how cute this top is? I love a party in the back. It's like my favorite type of top. Plain in the front, party in the back, just like a mullet. Love it. Anyway, that is all. I will see you later on with some more updates.
Lazy Sunday mornings, hiding under covers. I don't mind staying in with you. Play your favorite movie, laying right beside me. I don't mind when it's just us two. That corner coffee shop we like to go. Late night walks with you to take me home. With you I never feel alone.
These little songs make me glad to call you mine, and you have got my head in the clouds. Oh,
1, 2, 3.
all that I need is your body next to me on rainy days. Just need your company, don't need too much, just your simple love and it's everything.
Hello! I have not do this vlog in like over a week because I got sick, as you can probably tell from my voice. I feel pretty much fine, but I'm just still like sniffly and coughing a bit and just all in all not great. I did do a test and it's not the plague, but yeah, it's been rough. Anyway, so obviously I did not feel up to filming anything. The Tarot Readathon is over. It's the 5th of July, so it's definitely over, but I do have some things to update you on. So I think when we last spoke, I'd finished The Wind Knows My Name, and I was about to start City of Lost Souls, and I finished City of Lost Souls. So yeah, I did actually end up completing all of the challenges that I had set out to complete. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. I read 6 books for the readathon, which is pretty good considering I started like 11 days late. But anyway, I listened to the audiobook of City of Lost Souls because I was planning to switch off between the audiobook and the physical book, but for some reason the app that I was using for the audiobook, it's through my library, but it's not Libby, it's a different app, and for some reason it isn't split into chapters, it's split into tracks, which is very weird. It wasn't like one chapter per track, it was just divided up weirdly, and so I thought if I read a chapter in the physical book, how on earth am I gonna find my place in the audiobook, you know? So I just listened to the audiobook, which meant I was not getting through it very quickly because I was mainly listening to it like on my way to work and on my way home from work because I walk to and from the station. It ends up being like at least half an hour of audiobook listening. Anyway, so I was, you know, making progress but not doing amazingly. And then I think it was Thursday last week, I was feeling really, really awful and I didn't even want to open my eyes, but I wanted to do something. I listened to it for like 2 hours just lying in bed feeling like garbage. So yeah, that's how I finished it, which I feel like kind of impacted my reading experience. I think I would have enjoyed it more had I, you know, not been feeling like garbage at the time of reading it. So I ended up giving that book a 4 stars, but it has made me very excited for reading City of Heavenly Fire. So I'm hoping to get to that at some point, maybe this month. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time reading it. Kind of an anticlimactic way to end the readathon, but it is what it is. You can't control the germs that people bring into the library, unfortunately. But anyway, that is all for the Tarot Readathon vlogs. So thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that this one probably wasn't as exciting as the first one. In my opinion, I think that the first one was really good. But anyway, that is all that I have for this vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give a thumbs up. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe down below. And I will have another video up soon, which will be my June wrap up. So look out for that. Hopefully this weekend. So I will see you then. Bye.
In the backyard of your old farm in the summer. Stayed there for 3 weeks where we learned to love each other. Wrote you letters, sent a message to the that day. Skip to the present.